Hello, my name is Caran'd'ache. I'm an artist and illustrator for children's books. Today I'm going to answer some questions that you've sent, and actually finally it's one day of good weather in London, and it's been raining all winter and I'm going crazy staying inside all the time, so I'm so happy to be outside to film it outside, and there could be potentially some extra noises, but I hope it will be fine, and I just wanted to be outside as much as possible. But actually I only have 1 hour to do this because we synchronized with my husband while he's riding somewhere there on a bicycle. I'm here filming, and I also want to draw, and I want to run here in Surrey Hills, and so yeah, it's gonna be fast. But yeah, let's proceed with the questions you sent. Thank you so much. Actually, for me, drawing is more like a dialogue, it's a conversation, and while I do it, I feel like I'm talking to someone, and that's why pretty much I can't draw and talk at the same time. So when I'm having some kind of workshops or just drawing in a company, it's much more difficult for me than to draw alone, because I always tend to either think and draw or to talk, so it's not possible for me to combine yet. So maybe I should practice it, but maybe it's just not possible, because you know there are some different types of brain approach to thinking and to visualizing your ideas. Some people tend to visualize them in text, some in images, and some in audio. So yeah, it could be a bit different for everyone, and for me it's very difficult to talk and to draw. So that's why actually I'm answering these questions, not drawing, because doing it at the same time it's too complicated for me. So here is my current setup. First is a sketchbook. It's Jackson's art supplies sketchbook with pretty thin paper, but it works for me for my watercolors. I don't use a lot of water, so it works fine to absorb it. I use A4 now, but maybe I will try smaller just to work quicker outside. Then I have this mint cake watercolors. It's actually Pelikan watercolors. I will leave a link below because it's a very unknown brand. No one knows what it is, and it's just the children's watercolors that works for me. I love the texture, but yeah, it's a very strange thing. No one knows what it is. Also, I take brushes with me. These are just squirrel brushes, and I don't use any fancy holder for them, but they need to be protected, so I use a box from the toothbrush. Also, I found this amazing thing. It's a water holder, so it's very convenient to clip right on the sketchbook, and some water for it. This is a clip to fix my watercolor box. So it's magnetic, and it goes like this, and it just clips on the sketchbook, and again it's all set on the sketchbook, and it's very convenient, so I can hold it with one hand. It's super cool. I love it. Some pencil just for fine details, and you see it was without a box and it's already broken a bit, so I should probably put it in a box too. Some clip, again, knife just in case, and for pencil as well. And this one is a set of neocolor crayons by Caran'd'ache. They are amazing, everyone loves them. They are fantastic. I just can't say other words about them except they are fantastic. They are so nice to use. They give amazing texture, but they're expensive. Being an artist is being an explorer, and actually there are a lot of jobs that could be united under this title, explorer. For example, being a scientist is also being an explorer, and being a writer, being a philosopher. So there are so many professions in which your approach is to explore the world, and it's only a question of definition, a question of your tools, which profession you choose at your exact life. So in this life I chose to be an artist and I'm happy with it, but I think that earlier it would be still some kind of explorer's work. It could be a bit different. It could be a cave painter as well, but also it could be like something completely different. I imagine myself being a philosopher, hungry philosopher 2,000 years ago, and it would be quite the same and I would be as equally happy, I think. So yeah, and for example, being adventurer, opening new horizons, it would be cool. When I film myself, I just use a tripod. It's quite compact and it could be used almost anywhere, and I choose it because it's very long and it's convenient to use when you want to shoot over shoulder. Like I'm standing and drawing and my phone can just shoot me over shoulder to show the drawing, and I use only my phone to film, so quite simple. So here I have some drawings from Kew Gardens, and this is how my drawings looks like after plein air. They are in the beginning stage, I would say. So after I will work on details, and they will look like this or like that, but this one, it looked pretty much like this one. So yeah, very, very subtle and just the beginning of the drawing, because really what I want to catch on plein air is composition and approach and maybe some energy that I will not have at home, because at home I will be at my desk very relaxed and I will draw it very slowly and maybe a little bit even with fear, so everything will be very fine and all movements of my hand will be very slow, so it will be different, it will look different. And outside I am not so relaxed, I'm in an uncomfortable position. Mostly I'm standing and I only have like 10 minutes because it's so not comfortable for me to stand with all this paint and sketchbook. So yeah, I will do it more energetic, And for me it's very important, first of all, to catch the composition, because you cannot do it, as I think this is the only one thing you cannot do from a photo, because you have to think about it before you made a photo. So yeah, to find composition, to put it on paper, and then you can use photo for details, or you can sketch them like separately and to add them later here. And for me it works both ways, but yeah, this is the very beginning that I usually don't show because it's not so pretty and not so finalized. But this is my progress, and for example this one I don't like at all, and that's why I put a ticket from Kew Gardens here. But maybe I will make something of it. I don't know yet. I like this moment, this contrasting moment of a flower and white space behind. I like some moments of the trees, but overall not so good. And this one I like very much. I like the contrast of the greenhouse and detailed foreground and very subtle background. So yeah, I like it very much, and it's going to be difficult to work on that because it would be scary. But I will start from the beginning. So yeah, this is how I work. First I will go outside and make some sketches, and then I will go back home and work on them here at my table in a very comfortable position with photo references, and yeah, thinking about how to make it better, maybe even looking for something for some other work to help me with this. And yeah, that's how I work on drawings. Royal Drawing School is devoted to drawing from observation, and they were founded 20 years ago because in the UK, drawing from observation classes are eliminated from the programs of art universities. So some people decided that it's important to keep this practice, and they founded the school. And they have a drawing year program, which is full-time drawing year, fully funded by the school, and it is a selection of the best tutors and best students. They have 70 staff members for 20 students, and basically you draw there all the time. So that's how I've learned about them. I've heard about this program, but I'm not sure, first of all, I would be ever selected for the program, and second of all, that I would be ever able to devote a year of my life to draw full time now. But I wanted to try their approach, to get there and to feel the atmosphere. So I've enrolled into a short class there. So basically there is 1 year that is funded, but you can pick any short course there. And basically, of course, you will have to pay for this. So I'm there at 10-week course, which is called Observation and Transformation. And I so far had 2 classes. These classes are 5 hours long. I am exhausted after them, but I love them so much. Actually, I'm having such a great time. It is amazing opportunity to be like, it's an art retreat in some way, because in school they don't allow to use phones, and basically you're 5 hours isolated from the outside world, and you are so much into the thoughts, into the drawing process, very liberated from any judgment, from any rules And the thing is, I don't share drawings from these classes anywhere online, and I have so free there. So I absolutely love the classes, absolutely love the tutor. And actually, after 4 classes, there will be another tutor. So I will have a chance to meet two of them. And it's very interesting to get to know new people, established artists, and get to know them. So far, it's been very interesting. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the classes. I'm not sure I can answer this question, just because it was more a developed skill for me. It came to me during a lot of practice. And in the beginning, when I started to draw, I was very insecure about colors. I didn't know how to use them. I just tried everything and figure out that that's what I like, that's what I don't like. Probably I have some inspiration from lithography. It's a printing method that had been used in Soviet time, and it gives very textured and muted colors. So this was books of my childhood, and perhaps that's why I don't use bright colors. But when I was drawing myself, I just started to implement color by color. So I started by just black. Really, for many years I've been drawing in black and gray. Then I've used some gray undertones like warmer gray, colder gray. And then I've added one color like black and blue. I have a self-published book that is just in black and blue. And I started to add it color by color, using 2 colors, using limited palettes, and even now I use very limited palettes. And for example, both my favorite books are published in 3 or 4 colors with several accents. But for me, it's still very exciting, and I love it as much as I loved it 5 years ago. So, but still, I'm absolutely sure that for every person, this selection is very personal. And actually, for myself, I don't even buy new colors because I don't know how to use them. And you can see that here I'm trying some colors, and actually I have some pencils, some crayons that I don't use at all in my drawings because they don't fit. So I've bought them, I've tried them, and I couldn't find them place for now, but maybe later I will find them place because it's developing practice. It's always getting a new direction. So hopefully it somehow answers your question. I can't say there was a specific moment for when I picked the brush. I guess as many kids, we draw all the time, but there was an exact moment when I understood that drawing, or being in some term an artist, could be a profession, because actually I didn't realize it. Being raised in a family of scientists and engineers, doctors, I didn't even understand that it could be a profession until when I was a teenager, like 13, there was no internet at this time. I mean, I didn't have it, and the information was really limited, and for me it was limited by the journals. So I bought Teen magazine, and there was an article about some institute about so it was an institute for costume design or something like that, and maybe it was an advertisement, maybe it was just an article talking about the education and what could you do when you grow up, something like that. And I was shocked, and I was like, oh my god, it's a thing, and you can actually do that. And it just put a thought in my head. I can't say I've started to pave my way to this institute right at this moment. So it was just a thought, and of course it was like a thought that it can never happen to me, because it's just not for me. It's not possible. It would not be possible for me to go into this direction, to be an artist or to create costumes or something like that. So it was absolutely not the moment when I picked up a pen, but it was a moment of the first thought about it. As a person and as an artist, I'm still insecure, and I'm not sure I will be able to overcome it. So every step for me is a battle with some doubts. But I guess there are two ideas that help me to start doing anything. First is that everyone is a beginner at some point. And for me, it was super helpful to look through my favorite artists' Instagram feeds or looking at their old books, just to see that they are evolving as well. They did not start as amazing artists. I know them right now. They've started like 10, 15, 20 years ago. They had their bad moments, they had their unsuccessful work, and yeah, everyone has it. So I guess just looking through the history of my favorite artists, it was super helpful for me, and still I love to do that. So yeah, I'm scrolling through your Instagram feed back like 5 years ago, just to make sure that I will be able to get better as well. So this is the first thought, and a second one is embracing the art not by results but as the path. I guess it's a little bit vague, but I'm not sure that it's possible to achieve any fixed result, any fixed success. And yeah, I'm trying to think about it as a path that will end only with the end of my life. And I have a choice. Either I will be doubting myself and be afraid of taking the next step, and in a year I will have nothing, or I will do something. I will make an ugly sketch, I will make an ugly book, I don't know. I will try to do something, and in a year I will have this ugly book, and it is better than not having anything. So for me, these are the ideas that help. I think it's a pretty common question, and I will give a pretty common answer. Through the practice and through trying everything, trying different mediums, trying different approaches, techniques, and stories to tell, I found my voice a little bit. I'm absolutely sure that it's just a direction, and it will evolve, and it is evolving. I can see it, but I'm getting more and more comfortable in my own skin through the years of my life, and as a person and as an artist. And I guess it happens to everyone, hopefully. So yeah, just practice and time. Unfortunately, there is no way it could be forced, I guess. I was super lucky to find my agent 5 years ago, and since then we had several books together, and for me it was the best experience possible. And I always tell people, go get an agent because For me, it would be impossible to deal with all these official documents and bureaucratic stuff and negotiating and selling my own work by myself, because I'm not self-confident, and I know that I won't be able to have as many contacts as my agent has, because she is such an outgoing person. She has just outstanding amount of contacts in the publishing world, and this is her job to have them, and I won't be able to have them just because I draw all the time. I'm not making contacts. So she's amazing at her part of the job, and I consider ourselves as a team because she helps me sometimes with ideas. She helps me with editing a lot because she knows English much better than I do. For me, having an agent is an absolute game changer. I wouldn't be able to be here mentally and even physically if it weren't for her, because actually I'm in the UK as a global talent visa holder, and I was able to get this visa because I have a book that is published internationally, and my agent sold those rights. So actually I'm in the UK also because I have an amazing agent. This is unusual, and I think that's great. So yeah, I recommend to get an agent to everyone. I know that not everyone is so lucky, because it's not easy to find a perfect match agent, and sometimes it could be not so good. Sometimes it could be even some kind of fraud. Sometimes they will make you pay money or something. So it's a complicated question, and you should be careful when signing with a particular agent. But if you find the perfect match, it's such a boost in your career. It's just something that will change your life. Thank you so much for your questions, and generally for the interest in my work and in my thoughts. It is wonderful, and it is an incredible honor and happiness to be able to talk to people from different corners of the world about art, about nature, discussing how we call flowers in different languages. It is just so much fun. Thank you so much for being here, and see you next month. I'm going for a run. Bye bye.